Welcome to Greek for a Week. We are looking at our final couple of verses for this paragraph. We're going to look at verses 18 and 19. That will complete this paragraph 12 through 19. And of course, not only will it complete this particular paragraph, but it will also complete chapter 4. So next week, we will take a look at the diagram of verses 12 through 19. And then the following week, we will begin chapter 5, looking at those couple of verses where Peter gives instructions to the leaders, to the elders. So verse 18 here, we will begin by translating, and then here's verse 9. He says, if it is with difficulty, that the righteous is saved, what will become of the godless man and the sinner? Therefore, those who also suffer according to the will of God should entrust their souls to the faithful Creator in doing what is right. Well, very similar to last week, we begin with which is our indication here that we're likely dealing with a first-class conditional clause, and that is true here. You have the protasis then of the first-class conditional clause. Kai also, that marks basically a transition. And by transition, I simply mean that this verse 18, is where he's quoting scripture, and it's the relationship between 17 and then the scriptural reference there in verse 18. Then we have the zozetai, which is our verbal form, third person singular, present passive, indicative of sozo. Then we also have another verbal form here, phanetai, third person singular, future middle indicative of phino. So you'll notice here that the if portion of the clause is here, and then the question word pu basically says then what will become of the godless man and the sinner. So that would be considered the apodosis. Then Peter concludes here with hoste, a hoste that introduces, you could say, an exhortation that really is based on the entire paragraph to this point, which is 12 through 18. Therefore, then he gives us a substantival participle, hoi pascantes, present active participle, masculine nominative plural of pasco. Therefore, those who suffer, and the basis for that suffering is the kata clause. You could even say because they are suffering because it is the will of God. And then he just moves forward. And as he moves forward, he says, you are entrusting. So here is my verbal form here, entrusting their souls to the faithful Creator. So he describes God in that sense as the faithful Creator. Trust this has been helpful. This is the last of the verses for this paragraph, and we'll diagram next week. Have a great week.